glad I don't live in New York anymore. How glad are you that we moved to Texas?
Very excited.
Oh, my
Would
gosh.
not want to be facing the decisions that people who live in New York City are facing.
I mean, during COVID, you made a lot of money on cups, mugs, and T-shirts saying how bad Cuomo is, worst person in the world. And yet I think he's the better choice if it's between him and Mamdani.
You know, it's such a difficult thing to describe because you have a terrible candidate, would be a terrible mayor in Mamdani who would do all sorts of things that would really destroy the country and the city itself more directly. And then you have, one of the worst people that we can even imagine being in charge of anything, a person who, as you pointed out earlier, is likely to kill your grandmother and likely to grope your daughter. So, whether you want to put someone like that in power is a whole other story.
What do you think about the Cuomo slogan, hey, at least he's not Pol Pot?
I guess.
Sure, he's killed a few people, but he's not Pol Pot.
Yeah, he hasn't killed that many people.
Yeah, right. Pol Pot did it too, and he did it a lot more.
Right. It's not a chicken in every pot; it's a pole in every pot.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's just hard for I keep talking to people who are like, "Gosh, I hope Cuomo wins," and it's like it's really hard for me to get there mentally. I understand why you wouldn't want Mamdani. I get it. But man, you want me to, I'm sorry, pardon me, excuse me from the conversation if what the conversation is I have to advocate for Andrew Cuomo. I'm sorry, I'm sick that day, that year, that lifetime. I'm never going to advocate for Andrew Cuomo. He is among the worst people that has ever been produced by humanity. And so is Mamdani, by the way, and Mamdani's policies might be a little worse. And remember, Cuomo's policies are terrible too. I think people just look at Cuomo as a known quantity. Sure, he's going to probably kill your grandmother. Sure, he's going to molest your daughter. Sure, he's going to be completely corrupt and break every law he can find. But he's not Mamdani. And that is enough.
Here's the difference. Mamdani's policies do lead to Pol Pot. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're a communist, they eventually do lead to Pol Pot. If you're an Islamist, it leads to Sharia law. So none of those are. I mean, okay. Let me soften the Cuomo slogan. Grandma would vote for him if Grandma hadn't been killed by him.
Right?
How about that?
I mean, if he didn't kill so many...
I'm trying to make this sellable for him.
Maybe he would win this election if all the people he killed were still alive. That's the path
if he
to
hadn't
success.
killed your grandmother, he'd probably win.
Oh, that's great. It's just tough to see how either one of these people could even be considered for this job. And of course, everyone's like, oh, gosh, well, you have... it's got to be one of these two people. Does it? Is that true? I'm curious if that's actually true, because my understanding was there's a third person on stage,
right.
Curtis Sliwa, who would actually be a good mayor of the city, who's the main thing he's known for is trying to protect you from being stabbed on the subway. This is the one thing this guy's done his entire life, is take his own time and, yes, put on a somewhat silly hat and go out and try to protect you and your children from being stabbed or mugged.
Yeah, but we can't have him.
He's
crazy.
Let's not even consider him. That makes perfect sense. Especially when you're New York City, a place that has had, I guess,
people stabbed?
No, a lot of people stabbed.
Yeah.
But I would say over the past 30 or 40 years has had two periods of prosperity. Both of which coincide with Republican mayors. And that's just total coincidence, of course.
Right.
And
then times of absolute misery and despair and just horrible crime, poverty, everything else. And those are done by the progressives.
Yes. One of which, by the way, is noted as the favorite mayor of one of the two candidates running. Bill de Blasio is Mamdani's favorite mayor. So those are your choices. Now, I can understand, like, you know, and the reason why I think Cuomo seems a little bit better to people is like Mamdani's saying de Blasio's his favorite mayor, and Cuomo, I think intelligently, is coming out and saying, can you believe this guy? You know, he's saying, he's admitting it right now. He's saying de Blasio's his favorite mayor. How can you vote for this guy? An understandable line of attack. Another understandable line of attack for Cuomo is to say, hey, have you noticed my opponent seems to really like Hamas? Has anyone noticed? Has anyone? Now, I know I killed a bunch of your grandparents, but he wants to kill all of you if you happen to be Jewish. And he keeps bringing this up. And you know what happens when he brings it up? Jews want to vote for him 70-30. So I don't really know why it seems to go this direction right now. He seems to be winning among the voters, which he is most likely to end their lives. And both candidates want to end the lives of tons of their constituents. We need to be clear about that. But Mamdani is specifically, and now, of course, this is all alleged. He would never admit such a thing. He would just say stuff like, of course I want Israel to exist. I just would never endorse a nation to exist that has a hierarchy of religion and class. Now, of course, what he's saying there is, you know, what his interpretation of the modern state of Israel is. He's just explaining it in a separate sentence from when he lies to you and says he does want it to exist. He has the right to exist as long as it runs itself as a totally different country.
Let me show you how Mamdani was discrediting Cuomo last night. Cut 6.
In other words, what the Assemblyman said is he has no experience. And this is not a job for someone who has no management experience to run 300,000 people, no financial experience to run $115 billion budget. He literally has never had a job. On his resume, it says he interned for his mother. This is not a job for a first-timer. Any day, you could have a hurricane, you have, God forbid, a 9/11, a health pandemic. If you don't know what you're doing,
Cuomo.
people could die.
Mr. Mamdani, want to respond?
And if we have a health pandemic, then why would New Yorkers turn back to the governor who sent seniors to their death in nursing homes? That's the kind of experience that's on offer here today. What I don't have in experience, I make up for in integrity. And what you don't have in integrity, you could never make up for in experience.
Yes. May I? First, what you said was totally false, as you know.
Which part was false?
During COVID, everyone did whatever they could in this state. And there have been numerous investigations where they've gone through it, and they said we follow federal guidance. But yes, people died during COVID, and my heart breaks for everyone that died in this state and across this nation.
But just to be clear, just to fact check that, there is a criminal investigation reportedly underway at the DOJ about your testimony to Congress about your nursing home record.
That is a political issue with the Congress. They made a referral, which has gone absolutely nowhere.
I love that his actual excuse for his record is there's been multiple investigations.
Right.
yeah, there have been. That's because a lot of people were dropping dead under your leadership, you moron. Oh, God, he's the worst.
Here he is again, Mamdani taking another shot at Cuomo. Listen to this.
Candidate in the Democratic primary for him to set foot in a mosque. He had more than 10 years, and he couldn't name a single mosque at the last debate we had that he visited. And what Muslims want in this city is what every community wants and deserves. They want equality, and they want respect. And it took me to get you to even see those Muslims as part of this city. And that, frankly, is something that is shameful and is why so many New Yorkers have lost faith in this politics.
Yeah. Can we stop right here. Stop right here for a second. Does anybody else remember 9/11? I mean, we're having this conversation in that city, and I mean,
never forget, Glenn.
And it's not like we're talking about just Muslims. We're talking about Islamists. We're talking about a guy who believes in Sharia law, that believes that this Islamist sort of rule should happen. And they're having this conversation in New York City. What the hell is wrong with people in New York City? Honestly, what the hell is wrong with you in New York City? All right, go ahead, play the rest.
is something that is shameful and is why so many New Yorkers have lost faith in this politics.
Yeah, except that is totally false. I worked with the Muslim community for many years.
Name a single mosque you went to when you were the governor. Can you name a single mosque you went to in 10 years?
Before you were ever here.
That's what you need to do.
Before I was here.
Before you were even in state government, I worked with the Muslim community. Yeah. Imams presided over State of the States. We worked in religious working groups, tolerance groups, anti-Semitic groups,
visit? Why would he be visiting mosques? What is the purpose of that? So he can glad hand a bunch of people while they're trying to go to church? Like what?
Why wouldn't you respond? Name the synagogues that you've been to. I mean, I don't know if he's been to synagogues, but I'm guessing
he probably
that's
has.
Not high up on his list.
Yeah, he probably has during this campaign just to do it. But like, it's a bizarre thing. Like, is that how you run a city? You run a city by going to visit various mosques. That's now a requirement to run New York City, to run anything. It doesn't make any sense at all. You shouldn't. He's not Islamic. Like any visit he would make to a mosque would be a political pandering gesture.
Yes.
Right?
Here's what's remarkable to me. Did you see the price of gold yesterday?
Yeah.
What is it right now? It was at
43.25 last time I checked it.
Yeah, 43.25. It was in the 3,000s a few days ago. 43.25. That is a big warning sign. You lose New York City. That is our financial capital. You start to take that city down and dismantle that city, that affects all of us. All of us. And New York is just going down this insane road like, we want to give this a whirl. Well, you're taking the rest of us down with you. I mean, it is, we need to pay attention. Gold, the price of gold is telling us something. What should we be hearing from that?